That is as good as it gets. There's a maintenance road on the other side of those big trees, and you'll find his golf balls down there. Yeah.
How did this all transpire and come to be?
You know, I was working here for probably 3 years, and I would come up after my shift, before my shift, just hitting balls on the range. He sees me coming up every day, and comes up to me, talks about like, what's your goal here? You know, you're always practicing. So I came up here, just started with just a basic lesson. I just want to hit the ball straight. So we were hitting 7-irons, one after the other, probably 7 swings in. He told me, step back. You know, do you know what your swing speed is? You know, I've got you on TrackMan here. I had no idea.
I told him no one cares about scratch golfers. Let's pursue some long drive. We got him clocked out that day to see what his max was. And it was basically every Thursday, every week, we do a few hour sessions. He'd train. It was a process for both of us. He would do 8-hour sessions nonstop, full 100%. And again, I would encourage that looking back on it, but he'd come to me,
Bloody.
and then he'd go right in there, wrap it up, and come right back out here. I mean, 8 hours of nonstop. So he knows now, and that was part of his process of figuring out what works for him. For
sure.
You know, how many days on should I be going? How many days off? You know, rest is obviously the most important thing. So that was all part of his learning curve. You know, and I just sat there. It was one of probably the most amazing things I've ever seen. I'm giving lessons all day, and I'm looking over, and he's just pounding balls. It looked like a herd of bison went through that tee box.
The footwork, that was it.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, he dug up the entire earth over there, and I was like, all right, well, I don't ever have to worry about him, you know, being sold out for this. I mean, he's obviously obsessed with it. You know, his goal was to be a scratch golfer, which he already is. You know, pretty close to that. But yeah, I said, look at him. It's a shame, you know.
And I know this is let's put that in perspective real quick. There's a cover photo.
And it's
there you go.
that right there. Yep.
That is wild, right?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
but and I remember his exact words were, you know, 7 swings in, I was swinging my 7-iron 113 miles an hour.
Yeah.
7 swings in, he told me, don't take this the wrong way, but you should look into going into long drive contests.
Yeah.
And of course I took it the wrong way, thinking, oh, he's saying I can't chip and putt. He's never seen me swing, everything like that. But, you know, a couple of weeks go by, I hit in front of the members for the member guest, and I saw their reactions to just an everyday, you know, swing for me.
Yeah.
And then that's where, you know, we started working together on a consistent basis.
Oh my God.
And I mean, that's as straight as it gets.
Yeah. Just a little tight draw.
That thing would get on round 2.
214, 1300 spin.
That,
you know.
That was 401.
Total 431 projected.
Yep. Yeah, there you
that's
go.
wild. There you go.
That's wild. 401 in the air.
Yeah, that's fun.
With 1300 spin.
Yeah.
Mike and I grabbed this.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we started going, wait, whoa. The first question from Mike was, how stiff are those shafts?
Yeah.
And the exact opposite.
Absolutely.
Please run us through it.
Yeah.
What's our equipment? What are these guys doing to be able to do this? What are you doing here?
Yeah. So, I mean, everything that I hit, I won't hit anything as far as a weight more than 48-gram shaft. And then they're all senior flex, ladies flex, you know. So much, I can create so much more speed, you know, with the softer flex, releasing the hands, timing it up, and just letting the club do its work.
These are special long drive heads. Can you run us through that, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are, I've got the Cobra dark speeds, but they come in at 6 degrees loft. It's their LST dark speed. 4 degrees loft that I like to play it at.
And 4 degrees so low because we're teeing it up and we're hitting how high?
Oh, angle of attack, 8 to 10. You know, it's way up there. So tee it high, let it fly, you know, and try to keep the spin rates with the competition balls under 2,000. Okay. You know, launch it around 14 degrees, keep it under 2,000 spin.
I get a lot of guys with a lot of pride, and they just want to be stiff shafts all the way until they're 60, 70. You guys, I just love my dad.
Yeah.
We ordered a club for him. This is a great one, ready for this.
Yeah.
I ordered a club for my dad. Dad just turned 71 a couple years ago, and I was like, I just can't hit it anywhere anymore. Well, I ordered a ladies flex for Dad, and I just etched out the L on it.
Yeah, can't tell him. Yeah, absolutely.
Dad,
Yeah.
New shaft.
Can't
Great
let 'em know.
shaft. This is a wonderful men's shaft for you here. And his dad picks up 15 yards. He goes, dude, where'd that yardage come from? This is an incredible club.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, you know,
Doesn't need to know.
you kind of, so
Yeah.
it's like for the ones, for equipment wise, find a shaft that's flexible,
Yeah.
that gives you the kick, but that still you can control. When
For
you
sure.
find that threshold of what you can control,
Yeah.
and at the same time gives you a little kick. And I'm hitting a regular shaft. I mean, it's the best drive I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
I'm just the
Yeah.
thing goes forever. I don't get too spinny. It stays on the line.
And he's actually calmed his footwork down. When we were doing it, we wanted to overdo everything.
Yep.
So he would literally, you know, you see Berkshire and a lot of the long drive guys, you know, his competitors, you would see them end up way over here. And we flirted with that until he understood how to sequence it and then, you know, make it more efficient.
What would be the big difference between what you just learned
Yeah.
of, hey, we're just trying to hit the ball dead straight every time that little 1 yard drop, post brace, nice and centered,
Yeah.
a little pressure transfer that's going to at least give us some power but give us more consistency.
Yeah.
What's the massive difference here that we're creating?
Excess.
Yeah.
Everything's in excess.
Okay.
Right? When you go long drive, you're looking at, obviously, you're looking at a separation kind of on average. It's, you know, it's the norm, the 45 with the hips, the 90 with the shoulders. We're looking 110, 120 with the shoulders. Right? We obviously had to work up to that. And it's easy to do that if you're not gripping the ground. If I find my end range of motion and I just release the ground.
Range of motion for our viewer.
Yeah, so everyone's going to have an end range of motion. If I sit here and I push my hands down and I grip the ground and I resist myself, right about here is as much as I can go.
Okay.
So what I'll start to do is I'll start unlocking this knee, unlocking this left heel, which is going to unlock this right hip. And now I, still gripping the ground, I can start to increase that motion even more, right?
So,
yeah.
if we have an older student who really, really is losing that ability to make that big turn, sometimes letting that knee turn a little bit more in towards the ball,
Yes.
letting that left heel come off the ground a little bit,
Absolutely.
like we had.
Yeah.
The advice of that person would be, if they're really chasing and looking for some more distance and looking
Yeah.
for some more fun,
Yeah.
to figure out where is your end range of motion.
Yeah, for sure.
And then what are the things in excess you can do to let it go, to give it a little bit more.
Start unlocking that. It unlocks this right hip. Now I have more hand travel. It's more time for kinetic buildup. I can start putting force all the way down in the downswing rather than this quick ballistic kind of, the whole swing is a ballistic movement anyway. But I would rather have way more time to create speed, you know, than do it in a short period, especially with what he's chasing. He's chasing to hit it far. We don't care where it goes at first. We're throwing caution to the wind, you know, so we're going everything in excess, and then we'll learn how to calm it down and make it efficient.
He gets that thing moving off the start.
Yeah, he does.
That club
Yeah.
gets moving.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's
He's
changed.
building
Yeah.
momentum from the second it happens.
Yeah, so the negative
Yeah.
components of chasing it, if you're going to try and actually keep it inside a tree line, is,
Yeah, for the majority
you know,
of players.
it's the dispersion's huge. You know, and again, he only has to hit 1 out of 12 in a grid, and then he's a rock star.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he just happens to have a beautiful golf swing, and
It's
he
actually
hit,
unbelievable.
yeah, he can hit
Listen,
a,
he
yeah.
dumps every freaking ball from
So
the
he
grid.
can hit a ton more, you know.
Yeah.
But you were talking about, I mean, you know, some of the things that are out of the norm for, you know, if you want to tighten things up. I grew up, it's sad to say, but I had a kind of a bad background in regards to throwing clubs. I used to just tomahawk them. But yeah, if I sat here and we kind of explored some of these things and I wanted to throw it as far as I could out there, instinctually, I'm going to grip the ground. I'm going to, you know, kind of pro hop. That club's going to come from behind me and I'm going to throw it as hard as I can. You know, so we took that concept with the footwork and, you know, obviously these levers and then loading the handle, trying to get this thing as much force as we can,
Right.
you know, from the top. And he started figuring it out himself,
How
you
did
know.
you guys train that exactly? What were you guys doing?
So we would- yeah.
Because our players,
Yeah.
they need, you know, the average golfer
Yeah.
gets rid of it early,
Yeah.
drag late, kill speed.
Yeah, for sure.
We need angle early, and we want
Yeah.
to get it snapping late. So what were some of the things you guys did?
Broke it up in components,
Okay.
you know, added layers, you know. We would shorten up the swing. Sometimes I've done it with other players too, and see how much force we can put on the handle
that. Yeah.
in a
Love
very
that.
short period of time,
Yeah.
you know, so you really feel this thing flexing. You know, it's just a change of directions. I like a lot of force in this pad. I want to see the entire mass of the club going this way and then changing directions. You'll feel it really load into the pad of that hand.
Kevin, bring it in closer.
Yeah.
Bud. Watch
Yeah.
what Jimmy just did. This is cool. This is cool for our players
Yeah.
too. Like watch
Yeah.
he's talking the pad of his right hand here. Watch this.
So as I change directions, you know, this kind of big fishtail here,
Yeah.
you know, I can feel it load right into the pad of that hand. Now I have some leverage. I have some friction there. I can actually release the heck out of it.
And that's how did you guys train that power move specifically for
Yeah.
you guys to start working into it and pushing up and feeling all that
Slow motion. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
talk me
Yeah.
through that.
Yeah, I mean, it was slow motion. That was that first jump that we took from getting, when I first came to Jimmy, it was all rotation, the footwork and everything. So it just came down to really sinking into that lead side, almost starting with more motion,
Yeah.
and then as I transitioned, really
If I
sinking
took
in,
a
and
chair,
pushing off.
let's say I take this thing,
Yeah.
right? It's probably gonna reach his knee anyway. So set up, Zay.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yep.
this is perfect height, right? Go right to the top of your swing.
Yeah.
So he's gonna feel and let that heel come up just like we would.
Yep.
He's gonna feel pressure here, right? As he unweights that left side, I want the back of his knee throwing that thing right through the wall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So that push up, you're going to unweight, all that pressure's there, right around left arm parallel. That's pushing up, that handle's going up in a hurry, and then,
Tiger 2000 in the 90s.
yeah.
He was doing the golfer version of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
The version of like, hey,
Yeah.
we're going to go win a Masters
Yes.
and between the tree line
Yes.
and do that. When you're here, is the upper body putting that pressure into the lower body?
For sure.
Because that's
Yeah.
what because
Yeah.
I think this is important for people
Yeah,
because
for sure.
people try to do this with just their lower body transferring weight,
No.
and then it becomes a
No.
slide and slide, sway and slide, right?
Yeah.
It's the upper body that's putting pressure
For sure.
into it, right?
Yeah, you need,
Yeah.
So once he gets to the top, right, let that whole chest sway, right? And then obviously when he starts pushing back, the ground pushes, he pushes into the ground and pushes back, his whole body spikes this way for that reverse C.
Yeah, and just going off of that, I remember
Yeah.
that session where we had the breakthrough. It started off as, I would get that foot to kick back, but he would always say, there's nothing to it. There's no mass over
Yeah,
there.
anyone can just do this.
Yeah,
But
I'd
there's
finish
no
off the mat.
push there.
But there was nothing,
Yeah.
no mass, no force behind it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it was I remember this drill, the chair behind the leg, and he was just telling me, imagine I'm sitting on this platform, push, this
push the
mat
ground away from him.
as far as I can away from him.
Yeah.
We always tell our players in the setup, like, really grip the ground with your
Yes,
feet.
for
If
sure.
There's a sail underneath you.
Yeah.
I know we're not pushing on anything, so you're essentially you can't add weight.
Yeah.
But the whole point is, it feels like I went from my typical 170
Yes.
putting 180.
100%.
Right?
Yes.
Is that-
Absolutely.
is that- is
Yes.
that-
Yeah,
Absolutely.
He would always remind me, get heavy.
Yeah.
feel
Get
heavy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, sink into
I
it.
want every single one of our viewers to understand that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
what Jimmy said about putting
Yeah.
some resistance while you do it. Literally get heavy. Feel like your feet grab
Yeah.
the ground.
Resist yourself.
My
Yeah.
dad always had that Zen master comment. He always told me, Adam, grab the ground with your feet, grab your arms and hands with your core, and then you can grab the club face with your mind. That's unbelievable.
That's staying rhythm.
That one was hit so well.
That didn't move. Yeah, that one I liked a little bit more. 151. There we go. 216, 384 carry.
Your brain has to allow your body to go to a completely different room. It really does. So you have to give yourself permission to virtually, basically, essentially just miss the golf ball.
Right. I
The
mean,
ball's not even there. When you're trying to create speed, you have to give yourself permission to hit really bad golf shots.
workouts focus around what muscle groups in particular? Is it mostly legs or?
So as far as so I get asked, the old thing, do you lift heavy weights?
Yeah.
Yes, because I want to work both ends of the strength velocity curve.
Yeah.
I want to work on max strength, so that's going to be heavy weights, low reps. But then on the other side, I want to go low weight, max velocity. Work on both ends of the spectrum. So now I'll still do, in season I won't do as much, moving my spine. So no deadlifts during the season. But in the off season, just squats, bench press, as far as the weightlifting. And then it's also plyometrics, like we talked about.
a lot, right?
Yeah, the box jumps, the lateral jumps, the bounds, those things, work on that high velocity.
See, that's the one.
Yeah, yep, 219.
Let's dissect this real quick, boys. Gosh, look at the shaft already just torqued.
It's already putting force on it.
Look at this. I just love this move right here. Oh, okay, right, here we go. Here's the move.
Here's
Jimmy,
coming.
you want to run us through this? Talk to us.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah, so ready? Go right to the top. So you're going to see him already starting to change directions with his lower body here. And watch. There's the chest sway we're talking
Yeah.
about. Now you can really push off about right here, start pushing up on that left leg. Unweighting to the left side. Never
The
sure.
fastest club head speed you've ever been recorded at?
159 and then 229 ball speed. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How
it's
far did that bad boy go?
oh that one optimal. So 429 carry on the quad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So my goal, going into next season, the season starts back up in around March time. Pretty much, if I'm 229 top end speed, I want to get that to 235 top end speed. But then, like I said, those Bridgestone E9 golf balls in competition, you really don't need to be 235. Too much compression. So I want to be cruising right now in competition. I cruise 220. I want to be 225 cruising.
Oh my god. Wow.
That's the one.
That's the one right
149. Let's see. Yeah, 270, 217 ball speed, 382 carry, and didn't move.
Yeah.
Didn't move.
there. Did not.
This is going to be so underwhelming for you gentlemen right now.
I love it. Let's go. Oh,
Yeah.
Guys.
wow.
Reaching.
Boys.
That's as straight as it gets. Did it pick it up?
Yeah, click the arrow.
Ooh, let's go. All right.
Hey,
281.
my 281 carry.
Yeah.
281. Wow, we haven't seen that
Yeah.
in a while. Get ugly.
Yeah.
Just for a couple balls.
There you go.
Crack that whip as hard
There
as you
you
can.
go.
I mean, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
It was different.
Yes. Yes.
Be okay with doing that. Yeah, like Jimmy Jones right
Yeah, exactly.
That's the.
Oh, that was different.
Boys.
Wow. 291.
Oh, let's go. Come on, man. I got to bring it up. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Get another 4 yards with a grunt.
Yeah.
Throw that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Then the 285,
Yeah.
the 291,
The ladder, yeah.
and you keep working that.
That was
and-
3 balls. That was 3 balls in 2 minutes. Not even 1 minute. Imagine what you do, in 2 weeks of playing around with it.
And that was that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I kept doing that and got in there, that I could get that over 300 carry.
Well, the cool thing is you did that with no speed training whatsoever.
Right.
That was literally just allowing yourself to reach for a little bit.
Right.
That's it.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yep. And it's just so.
So I just stepped out here and thought that I just touched the ground on the back of my swing over here like this. I felt like I completely collapsed my left side. And I look at it on film and it kind of looked like a good golf swing.
Yeah. Yeah.
My whole point is maybe I, in a way, have been limiting myself with how much I'm turning my hips, with how much I'm allowing my left knee to move in towards the ball, with how much I feel like I actually can let my arms and hands go at the top.
Yeah.
Because I look at that and I go, man, that wasn't far off of what my real swing actually looks like, but I felt like I literally changed the world there.
Yeah.
And that wasn't until you guys told me to get a little more uncomfortable, like really let it go. 291 carry for me out the gate without really warming up.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
That's, for me, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah,
For me,
it's-
that's good. That ball was going plus 300 yards with roll.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll take that, especially I'm not doing speed training. So that's, I think, something that everybody needs to understand. I think that's where you can help our viewer who's really going to be looking for that extra 15, 20 yards. Hey, it's not every day we get the opportunity. We never get the opportunity to see anything like we just had a chance to witness out here. YouTube, you guys, I'm sure you're going to see it and it's going to be impressive, but it does not do it justice to see this in person. So I highly recommend when this guy's schedule's announced, you get out and watch Isaiah Joyner. Remember, you can go follow him on Instagram at air.joyner. You have Jimmy Jones, his coach out here. It's at jjones_59. Okay? Follow both these guys. They're going to be offering up some lessons for you guys on how you can pick up speed. I mean, I just learned a lot. I learned I also might need to stretch more. Okay? Because if that's as far as I can get it back, my goodness, okay? We got issues here. So anyways, guys, a lot to learn from this video. how we can still hit it straight. We had a great lesson with Jimmy earlier, and also how we can pick up some serious distance. Can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
awesome.
yeah,
You're a
thank
legend,
you.
man. You
Thank
are a
you.
specimen, my
Appreciate
man.
it.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Really,
thank you.
honestly.
Write them some messages, and any questions, I just please, I know, engage these guys. These are going to be a whole bunch of new fans right here. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what? You got 2 new big ones right here, let me tell you. At Forzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.